Right. So I'm from 5x5 Zim campaign, and basically what we do, we coordinate and mobilize for youth to go and register for the BVR for our 2018 elections. So what we have done so far is we have managed to register about 20, because we are about 2 to 3 weeks old. This was founded on the 19th of September, so it's about 2 to 3 weeks old. So we have only managed to register about 20 young people so far.
Okay, maybe before we go to that in terms of what you've achieved in your 3 weeks tenure, maybe you need to tell us, are you targeting youth from Bulawayo, from Matabeleland, or from Zimbabwe?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically we started with Bulawayo because we are here in Bulawayo. But so far we have managed to get some teams working with us in Gweru, Harare and Vic Falls. So, but for now we are mainly concentrating on Bulawayo, and we want to register about 2,500 youths from here.
When we heard about this youth campaign, 5x5 youth campaign, we thought, wow, at least in Bulawayo, or rather in Matabeleland, there's a youth campaign.
Right.
Because many a times there's a perception of belief that youth campaigns in Zimbabwe are being Hararefied.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
I understand.
Most youth campaigns, for instance, Tajamuka, Sestigile, and other many various youth movements begin in Harare. So what's your take in terms of the Harareification of youth campaigns as a young person from Matabeleland?
I think basically in Matabeleland we have young people that have grown maybe to a point of telling themselves that we can't start anything, we can't do anything, whatever we do, we have to follow what the guys in Harare do. But I personally think what happens in Zimbabwe, what happens in our country, doesn't only affect people that are in Harare or whichever city. So I think it is a responsibility of everyone within Zimbabwe to take the initiative to do something about what happens. So I think basically I would want to encourage youth in Bulawayo and in the other cities that are not in Harare. That is our responsibility, every one of us, to take the initiative and get to do something about what happens in our country and be involved.
So what are you saying? Are you saying this youth campaign is also going to be launched in Harare and be welcome, maybe like campaigns that have moved from Harare to Bulawayo and be accepted? So what are you going to do in terms of making sure that this campaign gains the traction that, for instance, youth movements like the Jamuka have gained over a few months?
Okay, so basically what's happening is tomorrow on the 5th we are going to be launching it here in Bulawayo officially, and after that we are working on a launch in Harare. So maybe in a couple of weeks coming up we'll be launching it officially in Harare also, and we'll be launching it again in Vic Falls in the coming month. So it will be in every city, I believe, but we didn't really want to. That wasn't the plan. The plan was we concentrate on Bulawayo, then we got some other guys that wanted to be part of it in Harare and Vic Falls. So we'll be launching it there.
Great. There is a perception that young people are potential game changers, particularly in the upcoming 2018 plebiscite.
All right.
So what's your end goals in terms of mobilizing young people to register in mass? What exactly are you trying to achieve? Are you coming from a background that is to say, in the past, young people haven't been registering to vote and the like? So what's your end goal? What are you trying to achieve by mobilizing young people in mass?
Yeah, generally what we are trying to achieve, as you have seen in our past elections, young people constitute of the most percentage in our population in Zimbabwe. But if you realize what's happening is that young people, they necessarily don't want to be part of the voting process. They will give you 1,000 questions and 1,000 answers why they don't want to be part of it. They will tell you, why do I need to vote? Why do I need to register? Will my vote count? Things like that. And we are saying in these past years, if you notice what has been happening is that we have about 10% or 20% of the young people that are in our population. They are the only people that have been voting all these years. And we are saying what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to help mobilize and coordinate for young people to register, so that when it comes to the elections, we have at least, if we don't manage to get every young person registered, we have at least 90% to 80% of the young people registered to vote for the 2018 election.
Yeah, but let's deal with the specifics here.
Yeah.
Is the issue about young people registering to vote, or is about young people actually getting their own space and getting their own share in terms of leadership, both in informal and informal spaces? So what's your take? Do we just want young people to go and register, and then at least vote for elders to go and, for instance, go to parliament or occupy government positions? So what's your take in terms of youth getting actual positions within even political parties and government?
Okay, I think that's a good thing that you're talking about, because as much as we want young people to go and register, we are also encouraging young people to be involved in the country's politics and all that, so that, because I believe for every country, for every nation, for a nation to stand, it has to be able to produce and to be legacy oriented. What I mean is simply, we are, as Zimbabwe, we are supposed to get to a point where we are sure that in the 20, 50 years to come, we will still have a government that is standing. In the 50 or 60 years to come, we will still have a parliament that is standing. And that can only happen when young people in our age get involved and they become legacy oriented. And the old men that are also in the politics now, that are also in political sectors now, get to involve young people. Because we're saying the young people are not the future. They are not the future only, but they are also the present. Because you realize that the older you get, is you don't, your effectiveness becomes a little less, Of course, they will talk about experience and all that, but we're saying we want young people to be not only registered voters, but we want them to also consider being involved, being part of the of all the processes, being part of the leadership in the nation, because we want young people to be part of that. Because we are saying these people are about 60 to 65% of our population, but we will discover that we only maybe have 1% representation in our parliament. That is not good at all. So we are saying, young people, we are registering to vote, but let's also consider being part of what is happening, being part of the change that we want to see.
Yeah, in the past, for instance, young people or elder leaders, they've argued that young people are not capable, whatever that means. And they've argued that actually they have more wisdom in terms of taking the country somewhere else as compared to young people. So do you think that young people have failed, particularly those who have been maybe privileged to get positions within political parties and government, have they failed to understand that maybe elders are no longer comfortable handing over power to the millennials?
It's funny because I think all those old people that are saying young people are not capable, I think at some point when they got into power, they were also young people, like the young people now. So it's fun when someone says young people are not capable, they don't have what it takes. But when you got that power, you were a young person like me. And it's funny because we go to school, we go to varsities, and then, when we took the 20 guys to register, I got some time to talk to the guys, and I realized that 90% of the guys that we were with, those guys were graduates, from UZ, from what. So I'm saying all these guys have what it takes to become. They went to school. This education sector, this education process that we have in our Zimbabwe, they went through all that. They've got their degrees. They have what it takes in terms of papers, in terms of wisdom. They also have what it takes. The age allows them to. So I think necessarily saying young people won't be able, that's not pretty much correct. Because even our old men, they came into power, they got into power whilst they were still young. Unless if they say maybe they got into power when they were in their 80s, in their 90s, I don't know. But I think they also got into power when they were young like us. So I think young people also deserve this space, they also deserve that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm actually excited that you are optimistic in terms of a new order of government where young people actually have their own space, they're actually leaders. Let's look at the monetization of the struggle or the monetization of social movements. Do you see 5x5 youth campaign mutating into a political party in the future? Or do you see leaders in that campaign like you actually announcing their candidature as independents in the upcoming polls?
Being a political party, definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. It's not going to be a political party. But maybe within the people that we are working with in our campaign, yes, we might have some people registering to be independent candidates, but being a political party, no. It will only stick to our objectives for now.